Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Sammy Leggy here representing Team JVS. I'm back here again for another movie review. This movie is on Netflix and you do not want to miss it. I am talking about The Woman in the Window. This is directed by Joe Wright. If you don't know who Joe Wright is, he's directed such films as Pride and Prejudice and Atonement, but he's also directed The Darkest Hour and Hannah. So he knows suspense, but deeper than that, you've got actors and actresses in Amy Adams, Gary Oldman, Anthony Mackie, Wyatt Russell, which is ironic. Anthony Mackie, Wyatt Russell. If you guys are fans of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you'll know who those gentlemen are. You've also got Brian Ty Henry, Julianne Moore, and so many others. This is a star-studded cast. The cast is amazing. Like I don't know any other way to kind of put it. But let's go ahead and just kind of break it down. What did I feel about this film and how did it hit me? Now, the synopsis reads this. I'm gonna get the pronunciation wrong, so I apologize. Agoraphobic woman living alone in New York begins spying on her new neighbors only to witness a disturbing act of violence. Now, the biggest thing about this is that Amy Adams' character, agoraphobic, basically meaning she's afraid to go outside. She cannot go outside whatsoever. And because of that, it puts her in this very manic state where she's continuously paranoid, she's slipping in and out of depression, she's drinking, and she just really has no left, right, up, or down at any state. The more interesting part about it is that she's also a child therapist. And again, granted, I have not read the book by AJ Finn, nor did I know anything going into, so I don't want to give you guys too much, but I want to give you guys at least a backdrop of this amazing film. I'll just make sure I make that clear. This to me is either a 9 or a 10 out of 10. One or the other. In between, I'm going to leave it right now at a 9.5 out of 10. And I'm going to tell you why you do not want to miss this movie whatsoever. But again, getting back to what I'm saying, as far as Amy Adams' character, she is dealing with a lot. And because she's taking these drugs and because she's dealing with her phobia, because she cannot and will not leave, so her focus goes on everything on the outside. She needs to be the center of something. And her tenant is Wyatt Russell's character. His name is David. And then right across the street at 101 is a couple different neighbors where you got Gary Oldman's character, and then he's got a son and then he's got a wife. Now, what happens from the point that the movie starts to the point that it ends, you would never guess it would get to this level. Matter of fact, it reminds me a little bit of a mixture of Disturbia, and there's another movie that was in the late 70s. I don't want to, if I say it, it's going to spoil it. You should know what I'm talking about. But anyway, and it goes for it. It does not hold back. Matter of fact, it's almost, it plays with your mind whether or not you know what's really happening or not, because she slips in and out of focus, just like I slept it out of focus just right then. And you don't know how much of this is her and how much of this is real. And the cinematography and the artistry of every shot, every transition, whether it's going left to right, whether it's going from her perspective or from another character's perspective, or focal points, like focal points. Oh my gosh, there's certain shots that they choose to do from a cinematography standpoint that are so essential. Like this shot right here, which showcases, again, the son Ethan of his first interactions with her and how that happens. It's so weird and like out there, but then they focus in and hone in on him and his eyes, and then kind of blur her out to the side. So you can kind of see that everything is not as it seems, or maybe it is. And because you do have expression, you do have others that are emoting, not just her as manic as she actually is, which makes it so much more thrilling because the intensity builds every step of the way because she knows everything's going out without her even interacting with other people, which is very fascinating. And I think that they have some amazing performances in this, actually. Julianne Moore, she's a vet. She is a Oscar winner as much as Gary Oldman is. She tears up scenes that she's in. Like so much so that they leave a lasting impression on you as the movie progresses. Matter of fact, some of the scenes are so pivotal that like I was just like the director chose the perfect person to do. And not just that, Julianne Moore, the way she plays this character is unlike any of the characters she's played before, which is fascinating. Like I was kind of just like, what is going on right now? That she's able to shed her own skin of what we see for her and her capability as an actress. Like I was really caught off guard by that. And again, I haven't even really spoken on Amy Adams as much. I am going to get there. It's just a lot for me to kind of dissect and bridge because they do some amazing things with this that I don't want to skip any of it. And the next one I got to talk about is Gary Oldman. So Gary Oldman, I've seen a couple movies with him in 2020. Saw Mank, I saw Crisis, and I think I saw one other film with him. What was it? I can't remember what it was. And this is the film that I've been waiting for from Gary Oldman. Again, he's a vet, but this role right here brought me back to the professional level of intensity. Like I really could not predict who his character was, nor what he was capable of. Like he brought it. He brought his whole A game, and I was there for every second of it. Like it was very intense, and it should have been. Like you should have been pondering who the character. That's the whole point of this. The weird thing is though, there's certain moments in the shots that set you up to perceive this. Is this like Clue? Is this like a play? Like specifically like this shot right here, where they're all just kind of lined up together. It's just like, what are they really looking at? And you see the focal point where it goes back. And they have a lot of shots like that. And a part of the reason for that is because of the instability of Amy Adams' character. Like you don't know how mentally sound she actually really is, or is she? And I think that's the beauty of her character is that she plays it so well. Like she, throughout this film, goes from depression to mania to happiness to joy, to being proactive, to being heroic, and then to being back to all over the place in a spiral. Like when I say a spiral, I mean like a real literal. Like there was a scene in the film where she's just kind of watching TV, and they do something with the audio in this, the audio and the visuals that leave you feeling like, you know, like in the Twilight Zone, how it kind of opens up and starts, and then you don't know what kind of episode you're gonna get. Literally this kind of starts to happen in true form, and it's really intense. Like the director Joe knows tension. He knows how to build tension perfectly. He knows how to make you ponder what's right, what's wrong. But then he does. This is one thing that I'll give him credit for, and this is why I want to give this a 10. There are details, small, especially if you're watching this on subtitles, which I did. There's certain details that he uses in this film that, much like a movie that I looked at recently, from David and Justin, The Gin, the details are so important. In this film, it's the same. Like details, pay close attention to details. And they have a purpose. It's not just gonna lead nowhere. Like it's gonna give you something meaty that you're going to just latch onto. Now, again, this is dark. Like it is very. I think it's rated R. Yeah. Those amount of expletives and the certain violence that happens, like it gets there. And so this is not for everybody. Be cognizant of that. But do know this is easily one of the best films this year. And I am all the way for it. And I commend the writer, the actors, everybody brought it. I mean, even even Brian Ty Henry, like I was really captivated by his character in the small moment. Like they all had something to bring. Even Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie, he isn't in much, but his presence is always really important when he does show up. And I immediately was like, this is awesome. This is really, really good. And that's a really awesome thing to think of and feel, where you just kind of see something, you're just like, wow, this is a really good film. So in my opinion, definitely go and check it out on Netflix as soon as it is available. I believe it is May the 14th, maybe. Let me make sure. I want to double check on that because I don't want to lead you guys astray, because there's a lot of things dropping. Yes, it is. So definitely go and check it out on Netflix. You will not be disappointed. And I'll talk to you guys a bit later on. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell button. I greatly appreciate it. And let me know in the comment section below, what did you think?